It's Gary to throw for the bullseye first.
After that marathon between Gavlas and Tricol, we now have a
25.
contest between yesterday's runner-up, the Flying Scotsman Gary Anderson,
Outside.
and the
Gary's
showman Scott Williams. This should be good, this. Williams semi-finals of the World Championship. Anderson 2 times former winner of the World Championship. And a winner of Players' Championship
100.
2, wasn't it, in Wigan, when he beat Searle in the final, a result that was avenged by the Pearl yesterday.
140.
Right then, Colin Lloyd is still with us.
I'm still here.
We're still here too, Colin.
60.
Yeah, what we've seen of Gary Anderson, certainly in the
60.
last 2 Pro Tours, obviously yesterday and last week's Pro Tour 2 that he won, he's been in sublime form, hasn't he, Rod? He's been
96.
stuff. And actually, yesterday, Rod, he actually broke the Pro Tour record, didn't he, of 180s?
He did, 41 on the day, as I recall.
140.
For the Flying Scotsman, who's been the form man in the early stages of 2024 on the PDC Pro Tour with darts like this.
180.
Darts like that to leave 65 after a dozen. Williams wants 161. Can't find the first treble. So, Anderson here looking
86.
to strike. He's hit the bullseye, looking for the outer ball. 57 scored, 8 left, nothing left. Anderson with the opening leg in 15 darts.
We expect nothing different, do you?
No, you do not. The way he's
45.
been playing and started the day amongst the favourites, Gary Anderson. We've already seen Littler go out.
49.
Anderson, 53 years old now, and with enough experience on the hockey to realise that these purple patches don't last forever. It's impossible.
60. So,
as they say, Colin, you've got to make hay when the sun shines. And Anderson has made a lot of hay in the last 7 days or so.
180.
He's hit a lot of maximums in the last 7 days or so. But he won't have these periods of play where he's averaging 100 hitting maximums every other throw forever, will he? So he needs to take full advantage while he's on this kind of form.
Yeah, he certainly does, because Scott Williams is very, very capable of doing the same thing. Had a great one at this year's World Championships. Into the semi-finals.
134.
Some great play.
Beat Van Gerwen along the way, didn't he? Quarterfinal that was. And then got beaten by Humphries in the end, 6-0.
100.
Well, he just couldn't replicate what he did against Van Gerwen, and Humphries was really on song. Anderson here
90.
averaging 104 early doors. Can he go 2 up, Gary? Another one in a similar area will leave tops.
52.
So already an important visit to the board at the back end of leg 2 for Scott Williams. Good dart, tops, left.
Game shot.
Well, Anderson missed chances there to go 2 up, and Williams made him pay.
I think Gary thought it was Scott Williams' throw there. Just tinkering around with darts in the background, and
57.
told by our referee, Owen Binks, Gary, it's actually your throw.
Which indicates to me that Gary Anderson felt that that was a break of his throw.
96.
Yeah, I think when he threw that dart at tops, he looked a little bit unhappy that he hadn't hit it.
97.
Perhaps that's the reason why, Rod. Perhaps
Yeah.
he thought to himself, I've given him an opportunity to break my throw.
Quite possibly. That seemed to be the way Anderson was thinking, judged on his reaction.
94.
Has got the darts in the odd numbered legs, which could come to fruition if we go all the way. And we've seen 265s already so far here on the streaming board on Players Championship 4. Wade over Littler by that score, and Gavlas over Tricol.
140.
Good darts there from Scott Williams. Certainly applying the pressure to
140.
the Anderson throw, but Gary responds with a 140 of his own. But back comes Scott Williams.
100.
72 plays 71. 24 left for Gary Anderson. Won the world title on that a couple of times.
Game
He's
shot.
won this leg on double six.
Well, I don't know whether
120.
Scott Williams miscounted there at the back end of that leg, Rob, but if he'd have hit the treble 17,
140.
he left himself tops, but opted to go for another treble 20. But it didn't matter anyway because Gary checked out.
100. $100.
Well, only the 2 180 so far from Gary Anderson. We expect at least another 5 or 6. If yesterday's anything to go
96.
by. And what he would do to hit one of those right now.
140.
Certainly for another 140, Gary Anderson. That I think he's third in that stat category. He's going to have to switch here to the outer ball.
145.
Lovely setup by Scott Williams, but Anderson looking at the treble 17 to leave the middle of the board. Oh,
96.
well, Anderson's reaction was similar to mine. It really was very close, wasn't it? Very close indeed. Double 10 for Scott Williams. Well, now he's got a
20.
problem because if Anderson cleans up the 25, it's 3-1 to the Flying Scotsman. Double 8 for Gary.
17.
No.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that. 4 darts.
Game shot.
Scott Williams says, if you don't want it, I do. Thank you very much.
55.
And this, I think, will be slightly frustrating for Anderson because he's crafted chances for himself to go clear in this match.
134.
Could have gone 2 legs clear on 2 occasions, Gary Anderson, and has not taken either of them.
100. 95. 137. 96.
Good set-up play here from Gary Anderson.
177.
Fantastic 177 there to leave yourself double 16. Just after Scott was starting to apply the pressure, of which he's starting to apply the pressure
136.
still to leave himself tops.
And that tops could come into play,
60.
and it does come into play because Anderson misses 3 at a double. Williams
Get shot.
leads.
Well, it was a great 140 there from Scott Williams to leave that tops opportunity if he got the chance. Gary Anderson had 3 clear darts at double 16.
140.
Didn't take it, and Scott Williams said, thank you very much.
Gary Anderson now has missed 8 darts at a double in the
140.
match. And we've seen, I think, 6 in the last 2 legs missed by Anderson.
58.
1 at the bullseye, 2 at double 8, and then 3 darts at double at the back end of that 5th leg as well before Williams swooped on tops.
180.
Anderson with a 3rd maximum, but now chasing the game, Gary Anderson. The man has been
95.
in this rich vein of form.
100.
reaching 2 consecutive finals.
Well, Scott Williams once again, Rod, is asking the question here.
Double 6.
75.
Anderson having won 13 of his last 14 games on the Pro Tour. But now he's in real trouble because Williams strikes again on double 14 to go 4-2 up. And Anderson there with another couple of missed darts at double. So I think
95.
Gary Anderson has missed his last 8 darts at a double in this match. He's missed darts at double in leg 4, leg 5 and leg 6.
140.
And he's lost all 3 of those legs, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is a clear case of opportunity spurned by Gary Anderson.
131.
He's created the chances, he's not taken them.
Well, it's interesting, Rod, that 180 that Gary hit in the
93.
last leg, he lost it. The leg before he hit a 177 and lost it. And the second leg of the match, he hit a 180 and lost it.
Was
180.
it a 180 here, by the way? The 4th.
101.
Well,
71.
he's left a double eventually. He's given Scott Williams a chance at this 167.
91.
Despite trailing by 2, Anderson averaging 105. Double 6.
Game shot.
Finally hits a double, Gary Anderson. A 9 missed double streak
60.
comes to an end for Anderson. Hits the 10th one in that sequence on double 6. And that makes it 4-3 to Williams.
96.
Well, advantage still with Scott Williams because he's his throw and he does have a 4-3 lead.
100.
Be a big uphill
100.
battle, wouldn't it, Rod? If Gary Anderson was to lose this leg, he'd have to win the last 3 legs on the trot.
Would indeed.
140. 105.
Well, not quite enough, you feel, from Gary Anderson. Certainly not enough.
139.
Great darts there from Scott Williams. Gives himself 62 to move within 1 leg
100.
of the match if he takes out said 62.
At least double 16.
Game
And
shot.
Scott Williams does take out the 62 and leads now by 5 legs to 3 against the man who's
140.
reached the last 2 finals on the Pro Tour.
96. 180.
Well, we're seeing a barrage of 180s again from Gary Anderson. It's a different
44.
scenario now, Rod, isn't it? He's chasing the game now.
59.
Has to win this leg and the next 2 if he wants to progress any further in this Pro Tour 4.
58.
Wow, that's
Game
a
shot.
great finish there from Gary Anderson. 1-2-2 check out. But it is only a hold of throw, Rod.
96.
Yeah, now he needs the break and then he can look for the final and decisive hold. So
97.
Anderson's hope still hanging by a thread here. Man, Searle's good run has continued. He's beaten Josh
180.
Payne, by the way, so the guy Anderson played in the final yesterday is through. Can Anderson follow suit?
43.
Well, now the red trouble button is flashing vividly because Williams here in complete command. Oh, look at him go here. Scott Williams, when it really matters.
140.
To leave 85 after 9, it doesn't come much better than that in a leg you need to win the match when you've got the Dars.
140.
So to clean it up and win the match, and another big scalp for Scott Williams. Oh, my.
45.
That's off the wire of tops, no mistake. And
180.
Anderson stays in the hunt, but double 10. And it
Game
is
shot on
great
the match,
Scott, because Scott Williams defeats Gary Anderson, brings an end to the Flying Scotsman's brilliant run on the PDC Pro Tour in the Players' Championships. And Scott Williams, the World Championship semi-finalist, has won here by 6 legs.